Gaetan Duchesne was a man whose life revolved around hockey. From his early days on frozen ponds in Quebec to a 14-season career in the NHL that showcased his unyielding determination and team-first mentality. Though he passed away far too young at age 44, his story remains one of perseverance, quiet leadership, and a deep love for the game that inspired those around him. Born into a large family in a working-class neighborhood, he rose from being an overlooked draft pick to a respected veteran, leaving behind a legacy of grit and kindness that continues to resonate in the hockey world. Quebec City in the early 1960s was a vibrant yet challenging place for a young boy with dreams. The St. Lawrence River often turned into a natural ice rink during harsh winters, where children from modest homes bundled up in layers to play hockey under gray skies. This era saw Canada evolving rapidly, with the upcoming Expo 67 symbolizing national optimism and the Quiet Revolution, fostering a stronger sense of French-Canadian identity and cultural pride. Hockey wasn't merely a pastime, it was woven into the fabric of daily life, offering escape, community, and for some, a ticket to greater opportunities. Families like the Duchesne were large and close-knit, emphasizing hard work and resilience amid economic uncertainties. Gaetan Joseph Pierre Duchesne entered this world on July 11, 1962, as the second youngest of 11 siblings in the Les Saules neighborhood, a blue-collar area filled with the sounds of children playing and parents working tirelessly to provide. His family had strong connections to the sport. His older brother Yves later became a referee in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, setting an early example of involvement in hockey's ecosystem. From a young age, Gaetan displayed boundless energy and wide-eyed enthusiasm for the game. He first laced up skates competitively in the Quebec International Pee Wee Hockey Tournament in 1974 and 1975, representing a local youth team. These tournaments were more than games. They were intense proving grounds where young players learned the fundamentals of discipline, teamwork, and the emotional highs and lows of competition. The cold arenas, the echo of pucks hitting boards, and the cheers from family members in the stands shaped Gaetan's understanding that success in hockey required not just talent, but an unbreakable heart and a willingness to outwork everyone else. As Gaetan transitioned into his teenage years, he joined the Quebec Remparts in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, QMJHL, a critical stepping stone for aspiring professionals. Over 2 seasons, he played in 120 games, scoring 36 goals and accumulating 109 points overall. His style was understated. He wasn't the player who dazzled with speed or flashy dekes, but rather one who excelled in positioning, reading the play, and contributing defensively. Teammates and coaches noticed his ability to anticipate opponents' moves, treating the ice like a strategic battlefield. Selected in the 12th round of the 1979 QMJHL Midget Draft, Gaétan faced early rejection when he was completely passed over in the 1980 NHL entry draft. This oversight stung, but it fueled his underdog mentality. In an era when the NHL was expanding and integrating more international talent, stories like Gaétan's highlighted that true potential often lay hidden beneath surface glamour. He used the snub as motivation, training harder and focusing on the aspects of his game that could make him indispensable: relentless forechecking, penalty killing, and a quiet intensity that commanded respect without words. This period built his character, teaching him that persistence could overcome initial dismissals, and it set the stage for a career defined by proving skeptics wrong through consistent, everyday effort. Gaétan's breakthrough arrived in 1981, when the Washington Capitals drafted him in the 8th round, 152nd overall, in the NHL entry draft. At just 19 years old, he showed up to training camp with limited English skills, a heavy French-Canadian accent, and a determination that overshadowed any doubts. Late-round selections rarely made immediate impacts, often relegated to the minors for seasoning, but Gaétan defied expectations. He trained with an intensity that caught the eye of head coach Gary Green, who lauded his tremendous determination and perseverance, describing him as an excellent skater with exceptional defensive awareness. Gaétan's work ethic paid off when he earned a spot on the opening night roster. The moment he received the news was overwhelming. In his excitement, he stammered, "Muda, Fada," a phonetic blend of mother and father, as he hurried to call his parents back in Quebec. This simple reaction revealed his deep family ties and the humility that defined him. A young man from a large household thrilled to share his achievement with those who had supported him through lean times. Once in Washington, Gaetan integrated seamlessly into the team, becoming a fan favorite and a locker room staple. Ellen Ward, the Capitals' administrative assistant to the general manager, immediately recognized his charm. There was just something very special about him. You couldn't help but love him. Facing a language barrier, he dove into learning English, aided by veteran teammate Jean Pronovost, a fellow French-Canadian who served as his mentor and interpreter during Gaetan's first media interview in November of his rookie year. On the ice, he specialized in penalty killing, forming a formidable duo with Doug Jarvis, known for their ability to neutralize power plays and turn defensive stands into offensive opportunities. Remarkably, Gaetan spent almost his entire career in the NHL, playing only one minor league game with the Hershey Bears in the 1982-83 season, where he even scored a goal. This rarity underscored his immediate readiness and adaptability. His rookie season burst with promise. On October 10, 1981, in just his second NHL game, Gaetan scored his inaugural goal into an empty net, a hard-working tally that symbolized his no-frills approach. Over his 6 seasons with the Capitals, he compiled impressive stats and set several franchise records. In the 1981-82 season, he appeared in 64 games, scoring 9 goals and adding 14 assists for 23 points, while logging 46 penalty minutes. His defensive contributions helped the team improve its standing. By 1983-84, he had upped his production to 14 goals and 22 assists in 79 games. On February 5, 1984, he initiated the fastest 3-goal sequence in Capitals history, with his goal followed by those of Bob Carpenter and Mike Gartner in a mere 39 seconds. The next year, on October 27, 1985, he scored the opening goal in the quickest back-to-back tallies for the team, just 6 seconds before Mark Taylor's. In his standout 1986-87 campaign, Gaetan achieved career highs with 17 goals and 35 assists for 52 points in 80 games, plus a +15 rating. That season, he also netted a goal only 8 seconds into a game against the Philadelphia Flyers, tying a franchise record for the fastest goal to start a match, a mark later matched by Alexander Semin in 2009-10. Across 451 games with Washington, he totaled 87 goals, 138 assists for 225 points, and 251 penalty minutes, establishing himself as a reliable two-way forward who could contribute offensively while anchoring the defense. Teammates held Gaetan in high regard. Craig Laughlin, a frequent line-mate who later became a Capitals broadcaster, vividly recalled his unique skating posture. The way he bent low and battled, competed, it was inspiring. Laughlin praised him as a great leader and dedicated pro, emphasizing how Gaetan always prioritized the team's success over personal accolades. Dick Patrick, the Capitals' president, reflected on Gaetan's character after his passing, calling him a wonderful person and a beloved player whose presence uplifted everyone. Off the ice, Gaetan's personality shone through in small ways. His unconventional diet of Pepsi and potato chips became a running joke among teammates who teased him endlessly, but it highlighted his approachable, down-to-earth nature. He lived simply, focusing on the joys of the game and his relationships, never letting fame change him. Hockey's transactional side intervened on June 13, 1987, when Gaetan was traded to the Quebec Nordiques along with Alan Holworth and a first-round draft pick in exchange for goaltender Clint Malarchuk and forward Dale Hunter. Capitals general manager David Poile expressed regret over the deal, acknowledging Gaetan's value but prioritizing the team's need for goaltending stability. Returning to his home province brought a profound sense of belonging for Gaetan. Playing for the Nordiques from 1987 to 1989, he embraced the passionate French-Canadian fan base and the cultural familiarity. Despite the team's overall struggles, finishing last in the Adams division in 1988-89, Gaétan maintained consistency. In 1987-88, he played 80 games, scoring 24 goals, his second highest total, and adding 23 assists for 47 points, with a -8 rating amid team difficulties. The following season, limited to 70 games, he managed 8 goals and 21 assists for 29 points, posting an even plus-minus. His defensive reliability helped stabilize the forward lines, and being closer to family allowed him to reconnect with roots, making this stint emotionally rewarding despite the on-ice challenges. Another trade on June 19, 1989, sent Gaétan to the Minnesota North Stars in exchange for forward Kevin Kaminski. This period, spanning 1989 to 1993, marked some of his career's most memorable moments. Gaétan thrived in Minnesota's system, contributing to a surprising playoff run in 1991. The North Stars, as underdogs, advanced to the Stanley Cup Final against the Pittsburgh Penguins. In Game 3, Gaétan scored a pivotal goal against goaltender Tom Barrasso, giving Minnesota a 2-1 lead and energizing the team. Although the North Stars lost the series 4-2, Gaétan's role in that Cinderella journey, appearing in all 23 playoff games, scoring 2 goals and adding 3 assists, was unforgettable. Seasonally, he was steady. In 1989-90, 72 games with 12 goals and 8 assists. 1990-91, 68 games with 9 goals and 9 assists. 1991-92, 73 games with 8 goals and 15 assists. And 1992-93, a full 84 games with 16 goals and 13 assists for 29 points. His durability and leadership solidified his reputation as a veteran who could be counted on in high-stakes situations. Change came again on June 20, 1993, when the San Jose Sharks acquired Gaétan for a 6th-round draft pick. As an expansion team building its identity, the Sharks valued his experience as one of the league's premier defensive forwards. He became a cornerstone of their penalty kill unit, helping orchestrate a stunning upset in the 1994 playoffs by defeating the top-seeded Detroit Red Wings in the first round. Gaétan played all 14 playoff games that year, contributing 1 goal and 2 assists. In the regular season, 1993-94 saw him in 84 games with 12 goals and 18 assists. 1994-95, shortened by lockout, 47 games with 2 goals and 6 assists. A major milestone arrived on February 26, 1995, when he reached his 1,000th NHL game, becoming the 100th player in league history to do so, and the second in Sharks franchise history. This achievement was a testament to his longevity and resilience, especially for someone drafted so late. Contract negotiations soured in San Jose, leading to a trade to the Florida Panthers at the 1995 deadline for another 6th-round pick. This brief stint marked the end of his playing career. In 33 games with Florida, he added 1 goal and 4 assists. Retiring after the 1995 season, Gaétan's final NHL totals were impressive: 1,028 games, 179 goals, 254 assists for 433 points, and 564 penalty minutes. In 84 playoff appearances, he recorded 14 goals and 13 assists for 27 points. His career emphasized quality over quantity, consistent play, defensive excellence, and intangible leadership that didn't always show in the box score. Retirement couldn't keep Gaétan from hockey. After a year away, he returned as a player-coach for the Quebec Rafales in the International Hockey League from 1996 to 1998, playing 69 games and contributing 10 goals and 22 assists while mentoring younger talent. In 1998, he fully transitioned to coaching, becoming an assistant with the Quebec Remparts in the QMJHL, where he had started his junior career. Over 4 seasons, 1998 to 2002, he helped develop prospects, instilling the same work ethic and team spirit that defined him. His coaching style was patient and encouraging, focusing on fundamentals and personal growth. and he relished giving back to the community that launched him. Gaetan's personal life mirrored his on-ice humility and warmth. Growing up in a family of 11, he treasured family bonds, often citing the simple thrill of phoning home after milestones. He married and had 2 children, a daughter and son, Gaetan Duchesne, who pursued hockey as a goaltender, becoming a prospect for the Philadelphia Flyers and playing professionally in the ECHL and AHL, including brief NHL exposure. Gaetan's fatherly pride was evident. He supported Jeremy's career while balancing his own commitments. His kindness extended beyond family. Teammates recalled his junk food quirks, like downing Pepsi and chips before games, which lightened moods in tense locker rooms. A lesser-known anecdote from his Sharks tenure: Gaetan often stayed late after practices for one-on-one sessions with rookies, sharing defensive strategies and life advice during quiet rinkside talks, building lasting friendships. In Minnesota, he organized informal outings to community rinks, skating with underprivileged kids and donating equipment, reflecting his own modest upbringing. Quotes from peers capture his essence. Laughlin spoke of his competitive fire that burned steadily, while Ward highlighted his special aura that drew people in. Even retired Gaetan was approachable, happily signing autographs or chatting with fans, embodying genuine enthusiasm for the sport and its people. Gaetan's life was notably free of major controversies in a league often marked by egos and scandals. He avoided public disputes, focusing instead on his play. However, his frequent trades sparked debates among fans and analysts about player valuation. Why trade a dependable veteran like him? The 1987 move from Washington was bittersweet. Poile admitted hesitation, but team needs prevailed. In San Jose, failed contract talks led to his departure, prompting discussions on how leagues undervalued defensive specialists. Historians point out that his underdog status, overlooked in drafts and traded despite reliability, may have prevented greater recognition, such as nominations for the Selke Trophy for Best Defensive Forward. One rarely discussed incident occurred in the 1980s when, during a game against the New York Rangers, Gaetan's skate accidentally cut defenseman Barry Beck's arm in a collision near center ice, requiring stitches and sidelining Beck briefly. Though unintentional, it highlighted the physical dangers of the sport and Gaetan's hard-checking style, which sometimes bordered on the edge without malice. These elements underscore the NHL's ruthless business side, where even beloved figures navigate instability. Ultimately, Gaetan's story encourages reevaluating success metrics, prioritizing perseverance, team contributions, and quiet integrity over flashy stats. Gaetan's influence endures in profound ways. His over 1,000-game career motivates late-round picks and late bloomers, proving that grit can eclipse early hype. The Washington Capitals created the Gaetan Duchesne Cup in 2008, awarded annually to the winning intra-squad team during training camp, honoring his competitive drive and team spirit. In 2009, an arena in his hometown of Les Saules, Quebec, was renamed Arena Gaetan Duchesne, serving as a hub for youth hockey and inspiring local kids to pursue the sport. Culturally, he symbolized French-Canadian resilience, linking Quebec's rich hockey tradition to the NHL's global stage and promoting bilingualism in the league. His sudden death raised awareness about cardiac health in athletes, prompting discussions on preventive screenings and the hidden risks of intense training. Lessons from his life are timeless. Embrace your underdog roots, prioritize collaboration over individualism, and hold family close amid life's uncertainties. In today's high-speed society, Gaetan's steadfast dedication teaches that real impact comes from touching lives authentically, one quiet act at a time. Tragedy struck on April 16, 2007, when Gaetan, at age 44, collapsed during a routine gym workout in Quebec City from a heart attack. Just 10 days prior, he had appeared robust and joyful at a Capitals alumni game, bantering with old teammates like Craig Laughlin, who later remarked in disbelief, "We were all talking about how great he looked. It's unbelievable." Despite paramedics' efforts, he could not be revived, passing peacefully without prior symptoms, a poignant reminder of life's unpredictability. The hockey community was stunned, Tributes flooded in from across the league. Laughlin's voice broke as he recounted their final conversation, emphasizing Gaetan's enduring positivity. Dick Patrick expressed deep regret at the loss of such a cherished figure. His family, including wife, daughter, and son Jeremy, who was then forging his own path in junior hockey, grieved privately while carrying forward his legacy. Former teams issued statements honoring his contributions, and fans shared stories of his kindness. In reflecting on Gaetan Duchesne, we see a man wholly devoted to hockey, yet enriched by deeper values. Family foremost, compassion ever present. His life held contradictions: a fierce on-ice warrior with a tender off-ice demeanor, an overlooked talent who evolved into an enduring legend. Private challenges like draft oversights and trades amplified his triumphs, such as that inaugural NHL goal or embracing his son post-game. Through him, the human condition unfolds, vulnerable yet resilient, beautiful in its imperfections, and always worth the struggle. Gaétan shunned the limelight, earning respect through sincerity. Remember him with gratitude for the underdog, who exemplified perseverance. His spirit endures on the ice and in hearts,